Did you remember this proposed sequel, The Man of Steel? For months before the release of Superman Returns, Warner Brothers Pictures announced a summer 2009 theatrical release date for a sequel. Bryan Singer returning to direct, and Brandon Routh, Kevin Spacey, Kate Bosworth, Sam Huntington, Frank Langella, and Tristan Lake Lebu reprising their roles. Michael Dougherty and Dan Harris were also expected to return to pen the screenplay. However, the studio expressed some reluctance to move forward with a follow-up after the film premiered to underwhelming box office in spite of positive reviews. The higher-ups decided that the budget for a sequel cannot go higher than $175 million, as the prior film cost a whopping $204 million. Singer promised a more action-oriented sequel, comparing it to Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan in terms of tone and spectacle. Reportedly, the premise in early outlines by Dougherty and Harris concerned the Sunstone Island that Superman hurled into outer space. As the large mass of Kryptonian technology continues to grow, it attracts Brainiac to the Milky Way. Having first become aware of Superman when one of his probes surveyed him during his 5-year trip in the Crystal spacecraft exploring the lost remnants of Krypton. When Brainiac's spacecraft arrives, Superman greets him, with Brainiac deceiving him by appearing to be an ordinary Kryptonian survivor like him, asking why he hasn't re-educated Earth's natives to improve their lifestyle. Superman explains he has sworn not to interfere with the natural progress of human society. But Brainiac disagrees and begins to interact with various nations, eventually causing wars to break out. As a result, Superman becomes a pariah and investigates the innards of Brainiac's ship, finding an army of clone bodies that resemble the Visitor and learning that he is actually a ruthless artificial intelligence that's responsible for Krypton's doom. Brainiac has chosen Jason White, Superman's biological son with Lois Lane, as his genetic host, causing him to rapidly age into full adulthood. Thus, Superman finds he has no choice but to sacrifice his only son in order to put an end to the threat of Brainiac. Filming was to start in mid-2007, but when Singer halted development in favor of helming Valkyrie, it was then pushed back to March 2008. Dougherty and Harris soon left in favor of other career opportunities. Singer still listed the sequel as a priority during that time, stating that the film was in early development, with Routh expecting filming to begin in early 2009 for a possible summer 2010 release. Ultimately, though, Warner Brothers pulled the plug on the sequel in favor of rebooting the franchise. The rest, as they say, is history. Mine is very nostalgic and lost media that has found.